participating in elections is important, we cannot limit our participation in governance to elections only. My name is Terry Mante, and I'm the author of this book, When God Lost an Election.
Since you love to read, you will be free forever.
Terry Mante is a great person to get content and deep revelation with both biblical insight and socio-economic thought.
Terry is someone who is very dedicated and committed.
Terry is an incisive author.
Nobody becomes successful by using their weaknesses, and we have to be conscious about using our strengths to mitigate the impact of our weaknesses on our lives. Leadership is a sense, it's a certain mindset, it's a certain understanding, a certain paradigm that you have, which translates into influence, into making an impact, into having a positive impact on the lives of other people.
Terry is a terrific writer.
Terry's books are not only relevant for the development of potential and capacity, they are also essential for the refinement of ethics and character.
Everybody needs a Terry Mante book. Get them from reputable online stores and libraries. Connect with us by phone, email, or social media.
Today, we are going to talk about how citizens can participate to make government effective. So the question we are trying to answer in this interaction is this: after elections, what next? In July 2009, when President Barack Obama made his first trip to Africa, he came to Ghana, and as part of his activities, he addressed the Ghanaian Parliament. Something he said, which I found very intriguing, has been captured in this book, and I want to read it to you. He said, "Each nation gives life to democracy in its own way and in line with its own traditions. But history offers a clear verdict. Governments that respect the will of their own people, that govern by consent and not coercion, are more prosperous, they are more stable and more successful than governments that do not." This is about more than just holding an election. It is also about what happens between elections. We must be active throughout the tenure of a government. When matters of policy come up, we have to make our voices heard. We don't have to wait for things to reach a crescendo before we launch a protest on the spur of the moment, as happened in the Arab Spring. How then do we participate during the tenure of a government? In this book, I have 7 recommendations for participating in governance while a government is in office after elections. For the purposes of this discourse, I'm going to focus on only 3 of them. The first one I'm going to talk about is to love and promote freedom of speech. And I'm going to read to you what I have, parts of what I have there. Without an atmosphere of liberty, it would be difficult to participate effectively. Do not encourage any law, position, or posture that seeks to limit free speech. When you disagree with someone, don't respond with insults. Respond with your opinion. And on the other hand, when you are attacked for having an opinion, don't be intimidated. We need to continue to push the frontiers of free speech. My second recommendation for participating in governance during the tenure of a government is to leverage traditional and new media. Leverage traditional and new media. When there is free speech, the media becomes accessible. It becomes a useful instrument for participation in governance. Phone-in segments on radio and TV must not be used to repudiate people we disagree with. We must use such opportunities to express our important desires. In Ghana, on many occasions, people have used social media hashtags to compel governments to act in a certain direction. A very prominent example that readily comes to mind was a campaign to hashtag Drop That Chamber, when there was an attempt by the Parliament in 2019 to build a new $200 million House of Parliament. Many people were of the view that putting up a new building for the Parliament was not a priority at that time. The politicians felt the pressure and abandoned the idea with the resolve to engage the public further until there was a consensus. The final thing I want to talk about in terms of participating in governance or in government as a citizen is to live as a responsible citizen. To live as a responsible citizen. The strength of our leadership is largely a reflection of the quality of the citizenry. As a citizen, you must resolve to brighten the corner where you are. Wherever you function, you must endeavor to do everything right. You must be part of the solution. If you work, be diligent in what you do. Be productive and increase your productivity. If you are in school, be aggressive with your studies. Keep building yourself. Whatever you do, be good at it and increase your effectiveness. Also, a responsible citizen is law-abiding. If every citizen lives by the law, there will be so much order in our countries and on our continent. If we have good and law-abiding citizenry, we shall have good leadership. Good citizens elect good leaders, and good citizens become good leaders. Citizen participation and involvement in politics is so crucial that not doing so would mean that we are leaving our collective well-being in the hands of a few people without any input or any participation or any involvement from us, and that could be very catastrophic. And as noted by Plato, one of the penalties for not getting involved in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors.